Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 90 of the Wodcast podcast. I think Machete just told me up mine.
Yeah, he has a
I believe is
you made
what
it
that.
90 episodes on the show. 90.
Yeah.
Wow, 90 episodes.
And we still have no idea what we're going to do for the 100th.
Yeah, I was actually just
Is that
talking
going to be
to
a big deal? You know what we should do? We should make like the 98th episode celebration.
Are you
and
guys
not the
coming?
100th.
Are you guys coming to the Talking Shit 300th episode?
Wait a minute.
I haven't gotten an invite.
You were invited.
Wait. This is awkward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is awkward because one of your co-hosts was invited and the other one is not.
Well, I invited all the guests of the show.
Yes.
Everyone who's had a guest appearance on Talking Shit is invited.
Yes. I'm a Talking Shit alumni.
Yeah. So,
yes, that's my point.
Along with all the
That's
other
what I'm
celebrities
saying.
like
I was
Steve-O
never-
and Ty Pennington,
See how he said all the other-
Brad Garrett,
all the
other celebrities.
Brad Garrett, Bob
Yes.
Saget, Jay
Yeah.
Moore.
Oh, Bob's gonna be there.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Oh,
probably.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. First name basis
Yeah.
with Bob.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you guys. I'm going to be working out. That's cool. I'm just going to go exercise while you guys are doing that. I'm furiously going to deadlift. That voice, well, one of those voices, is Eddie. Shreddy lift.
Shreddy Ifft.
And squat Magoo's booze. Yeah, squat
That's really
Magoo's booze.
professional broadcasting
that's
right
great.
there.
Good job,
People
Armen.
that just tuned in for the first time
Have no idea what his name is
they're
now.
like, what is going on? Why are these guys doing this?
Squat Magoo's
You're
booze.
supposed to be professional, Armen. Maybe if you're professional, you get an invite to the
Yeah.
Talking Shit 300.
I think we might want to talk about not letting him do the intro.
I
anymore.
haven't been professional in 90 episodes.
That's true.
So
Hey,
I'm
you-
not going to start now.
First of all,
Or
you've
your
grown
whole
up.
life.
I haven't professional my entire life.
You
That's
have
for
grown
sure.
up, and that other voice is none other than. Now, tell me if I'm getting this right. Kalle Beck.
That's correct. Amazingly.
Kalle Beck, who looks like a big motherfucker with Wolverine side lamb chops.
I'm only big by CrossFit standards.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
He definitely does look like Wolverine, and you guys will see. Check him out on YouTube. But he's got the chops going, and the I don't know what kind of style is that on top. How would you describe that?
It's what I wake up with.
No, there's product in there. It's like a sexy Jew Wolverine.
It is. I have to put
Sexy
product in so it's just not a
Wolverine.
fro.
That works.
I left my product in New York, and my sister sent me a picture and said, "You left something here," and it was my nephew, who's 6, with it all in his hair.
And is it one of those like $300 per?
Yep.
Yeah, some hoity-toity Venice thing. It's made from like the sweat of a beach bum.
Of whale. It's made from whale cum.
It's whale fat. Yeah, it's whale cum.
So Eddie, you don't know this, but Kale's actually listened to all of our episodes.
Every episode.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm that
And-
stupid.
I didn't know that actually exists.
If you weren't before, you definitely are after finishing it.
We have a lot of people talking shit. We made it to 300, and a lot of people have listened to all 300. I'm amazed when there are people that have listened to every single episode of
Yeah, I've
this.
done that too.
Of talking shit?
Yeah.
You're a shithead. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I listen to way too many podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I got addicted to them for a while, and now the only one I listen to is Hardcore History. Have you ever listened to that one?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
All the free ones.
You should
and
listen to the
cheap.
Wodcast podcast.
Oh, which one's that?
Yeah, it's something like
It's a bunch of douchebags.
I can't
Yeah.
listen to us after we do it. It's
No.
like stand-up.
you gotta wait a few days.
Can't even do that.
Well, because you're already like the best, and you're not gonna learn anything from listening to it again.
Well, I don't know. I just would rather listen to something I haven't heard.
You don't care about fitness.
That's a good point.
So
No,
Kale,
I do care about fitness. I don't care about. I've decided this. I have to. Before we started the episode, Scott, I made him stop saying he was about to say the gayest thing I've ever done.
Oh, now we're just. Yeah, I thought you were gonna let that one go.
No.
We started recording. You brought it up.
Yeah, what was it?
So I have a buddy who's like kind of built just like I am.
Yeah,
Uh,
Cooney.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was not
So he
supposed to
turned
say
you
his
on.
name.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That may or may not be part
Whatever.
of his names. But so he's so a buddy of mine. He's at he's just to lay this groundwork. He's married and has a kid now. And
Now.
Yeah, he was reformed.
yeah, no, but the gayest thing I ever did was the two of us went to a park in Marine Del Rey. And,
I like where this story's going already. This is going to be hilarious.
the two of us went down there, and
One of you had a wide stance.
well, no, wait for it. He had a black lab at the time, so we brought the black lab out there, and we also brought a frisbee. And so we went to the park and played frisbee with our shirts off, with the black lab running in between.
Yeah, that's kind of the shirts off.
I don't know,
does it.
man.
The
Wait,
shirts
two-
off.
That's a pretty Rich Froning Dan Bailey thing to do.
Yeah, like I said.
Elite.
Hey, let's go, dude. No, I always say it like we could have fucked and it wouldn't have been that gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but
No, I'm just saying.
the gayest thing I've ever done happened this weekend. I went with my buddy. Just did an Ironman triathlon last week. He did the Arizona Ironman, and all he does is work out. And he's like, "Hey, you want to meet me for Soul Cycle tomorrow?" And I go, "Not really." And I go, "I don't even know what that is." He goes, "Just meet me here, blah blah blah, at this time."
And wear your yoga pants.
It makes CrossFit look so unculty. I mean, you walk in and everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's like the best instructor ever. She's here today." And they're like praising this woman that's there. You go in, it's spin, but they have one chick on the bike that you watch, and then one chick dances around the room. They have candles lit. The lights are off. And it couldn't have been any gayer if I was on ecstasy and had a dildo in my ass. It was, they were... like, and halfway through you stop the like leg portion of it and you go to weights, and I'm not kidding, the smallest weights that exist.
It's like 1 pound dumbbells.
I like how you actually look around your place.
You're like, I might have
Well,
one.
let me
sitting
see
around.
if I have my
I have
2
a
pound.
wife. I have a wife, and you pick them up and you do like
curls on the
but
bike.
you do things that aren't exercise. Like they just start shaking side to side, and they're all dancing, and they keep saying things like the instructor will be like, "Come on, sing along with me. It burns more calories." And they're all like, "Woo!" And then they're like, and she's like, "And they hate you. They hate you. Everybody hates you because you're skinny and you're getting
No
skinnier."
shit, dude.
Oh,
I'm getting motivated right now.
and they are the skinniest women you've ever seen. It's like
Fat shaming.
anorexia everywhere. And the whole time, my bitter scowl as I'm pedaling on the bike, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I'm about to fucking punch you." and my friend just kept looking over at me and smiling, and all I was thinking about was what I was going to do to him when I left that room.
Fuck him.
Yeah, it's exactly what I did. It was the worst experience of my life, or maybe the best.
It was so good.
So
You had to wait while I was drinking something.
you have to do it for the experience.
That's fuck a dude.
By the way, yeah. By the way, $38.
Shut up, dude.
Swear to God. But apparently, like if you want like a front row seat, it's like 70 or something.
Oh, that's what I've got to start doing.
Wait a minute. Yeah, sell your
an
CrossFit.
I've got to start charging front row CrossFit coaching seats.
Your CrossFit gym tomorrow because they had 80 people in the class.
Oh, come on.
At $38 a head, and just do the math on that. And they were doing a class every hour.
That's wild.
Armin, you
dude.
need a headset.
Yeah, I do need a
A
headset.
headset with the little, like the vibe around my.
That's
part
one
of-
thing that I've definitely found is I'm not loud
If
enough.
you're trying to make money in CrossFit right now, just quit.
Quit and start a Soul
Start
Cycle.
a Soul Cycle.
Is that how Soul Cycle works? You can just start your own.
I don't know, but it was so creepy. I was like, really, is this happening right
Hail the Soul Cycle. Hail.
So,
the
Kale,
Soul
you do
Cycle.
this a lot, right? Have you ever taken a spin class?
Yeah, and I'll do anything I can wear spandex in.
So, for our listeners, if you guys don't know, Kale is a competitive strongman.
now? And a type of vegetable.
Yes, 2
It
Ls.
is. Okay, let's talk about this. Before we met him, Armin and I met him before the show. We were like discussing amongst ourselves. How do you say,
How do you
his,
say his
name?
name? Yeah.
It's spelled Kalle.
And what kind of name is that?
Swedish.
Okay.
I
My mom just picked it out though.
Oh, really? It wasn't
Yeah,
like,
it's like
you're not like
Norwegian.
from Sweden.
No, I got corrected by a strongman that's from Norway, Odd Haugen. He's like 67, still deadlifts like 600 pounds. And he told me that I say my name wrong, and it really offended him.
How did you say it?
Well, Kale.
You say Kale?
It's like Kalle. I can't even say it. It's too Viking for me
Oh,
to pronounce.
so you just say Kale, but it's something else.
Yes.
Well, you know what? You should say, well, actually, you're in America, so we can name ourselves whatever the fuck we want.
He also, though, that guy that you're talking about, Odd Haugen,
Yeah.
he has the most like Viking name ever.
Odd
Ode?
Haugen.
Well, he was Mr. Norway in 1967.
How do you know this dude?
Well, he was world's strongest man. He competed when he's like 54.
Is he one of those guys who like pulls buses?
Yeah, and he's also
With
like
his rectum. Just flexes.
yeah, he
Yes.
promotes a couple of shows now, like at the LA Fit Expo, the San Jose Fit Expo. Like I did his show last year at the San Jose Fit Expo.
And what would you do? Like, what kind of show would you do?
It's a strongman
So you
competition.
just pick up like really heavy shit.
Yeah, Well, it's
Do you ever watch World's Strongest Man?
Yeah, I used to love it. I just saw the video of who was it? Was it Dan Bailey and Dave Lipson or someone? Rob Orlando doing the was it Grace with
Grace with the stones.
How much was the stone?
Rob used a 145 and Dan Bailey used 115, but he did squats. He did a squat, clean, and jerk. Yeah, no.
He didn't. Oh, he pressed it.
Yeah.
I watched my nephew pick up a bowling ball this weekend. My 4-year-old nephew, and he picked it up the right way, like you would a stone.
Yeah.
And then I watched
Are you
him.
sure?
I watched him. I watched him drop it, and it like almost landed on his toe. And I was like, yeah, that's why I don't like stones.
So before we get in for that, can we get a little bit of background on you and how you got started into the strongman? Even before that, let's talk about how you actually ended up on the show.
I have no idea.
He's listened.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So I remember you wrote us back in July.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, I'm coming down here, like come on the show and hang out, right? And now here we are, November, right? And you actually drove down here from Monterey, was it?
Yes.
Which is a 5-hour drive.
About 6 with traffic.
Well, a 6-hour drive with traffic.
Everything
Which
was
is a lot of episodes of the Wodcast to listen to on the way down here, and on the way up.
I'm not gonna re-listen. I'm
You're
not
not gonna
that much of a fan.
The shows were at best a 7 out of 10. Not worth another one.
They're good enough to listen to while I'm doing other stuff and I'm halfway listening.
The most honest critique of the show we've ever heard.
There was a guy that used to listen to Howard Stern and would word for word, what's it called?
Transcribe it?
Transcribe the
type
show,
it out?
the entire show. And I met him once. He was at my show. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's like, nothing. I just do it for the fans. So I told our fans I wanted someone to do it. And some guy wrote a synopsis of every show.
Holy
What the
crap.
hell?
Yep.
Is he going to be at the party?
Sold out. So, sorry, Armen.
Hey, am I a +1?
I don't think so. Do you need to bring the wife?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
the, or
No,
the,
he's
or,
talking
your-
about his gun.
Yeah.
or the guy that you play frisbee with.
Yeah.
And the lab.
Yeah. No, actually, I would bring Armen, but he better dress up.
Bullshit, dude. I'm going to wear my nice Lulu for you.
So if you guys don't know, Kale is so I messed up. First, let me get this out of the way. I messed up on, was it Instagram? I messed
Yeah.
up. On Facebook, I put he was the 2012 California Strongest Man.
Mhm.
And then on Instagram, I messed up and I said America's Strongest Man. So all of you strongman fans out there, before you start sending in correction and hate mail stuff, my bad.
What are you exactly?
I compete at 175 in strongman.
Which is like the Mighty Mouse.
and you
weight
won
class.
it. You won it.
I won California Strongest Man in 2012, Washington Strongest Man, and I placed 6th at the Worlds this year, and then 5th at America's Strongest Man.
How many people enter this thing?
There was 29 people at America's Strongest Man
Okay.
that qualified.
Oh, qualified. But
Yeah.
like, how many do you think originally tried to get into this?
There's not that big of a talent pool.
Yeah.
That's why I can be 6th in the world at something. 'Cause
That's
there's
why-
not a big talent pool.
I know. Like that's what I always wanted to be in the Olympics. That was
Armen, we got your next sport.
Strongman, huh?
a goal of mine was always like the Olympics, and I thought like you got to pick something like the skeleton or something that no one's ever done other than.
I have
Ryan
some
Fisher.
friends. I have a buddy who lives in NorCal who's on the Armenian downhill ski team because he's just a competitive downhill skier
He's
from
the
like
only
NorCal.
one.
It's
And
the only
yeah,
one.
He's probably really good.
basically
And he's actually Puerto Rican.
he's an Armenian guy. He's really good. He's like a competitive like national in the U.S. But he just reached out to like Armenia and he was like, "Hey, look, I'd love to do this for the Olympics." And they're like, "You got it. We give you pleasure too."
I think you're just thinking of a movie you saw.
I'm pretty
It's
sure.
like Cool Runnings.
I'm pretty sure I could get into the Olympics if I denounced my citizenship, moved to Sudan, and then tried to get into like skiing.
Bullshit. Wouldn't happen.
You need to go to Mongolia. That's like the one country we don't have a download in. Is it an emergency? Eddie's bat signal
Eddie's
just
got,
went off.
yeah, Eddie's got a really confused look on his face. Did you hear the
that?
siren?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a siren.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
I didn't know.
Bomb air raid siren?
Oh, who knows? I think the apocalypse is
PTSD.
coming.
It's PTSD from his gay experience
So
over
how-
the weekend.
So how much stronger than Rob Orlando are you?
I'm more. He can put things over his head, but I can do everything else.
Like what's everything else like deadlift? and
Yeah,
stuff?
deadlift.
Let's hear some of your numbers,
Yeah.
by the way. So give us a general idea of your size. So you're what, like 5'7", 5'8"?
5'7", about 190 something.
All right.
Compete at 175 or
So you have
185.
to lose a lot of weight to compete.
Yeah. Well, they bumped up the weight class for Worlds for no reason, 10 pounds. So I'm eating what I want right now.
But when you were 175, did you have to lose weight to get down to it?
I would walk around 185 to 190.
Oh,
And then we get 24-hour weigh-in, so.
Oh.
You can lose 10 pounds in
Dude,
Easy.
24-hour weigh-in's easy.
Easy.
It's barely not even anything.
What do you do to lose 10 pounds that quickly?
You want to talk about cutting water?
Yeah.
It's sauna. We use drink about 3 gallons of distilled water a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Soul
almost
Cycle.
Nothing. Yeah, lots of Soul Cycle in a suit. And then it just kind of oversaturates your body.
Right.
And then because there's no sodium, minerals, electrolytes
Just
in the
goes
distilled
straight up,
water,
straight up.
it flushes everything out, and I'm sure it's really healthy for you.
And then
It puts you in a really good mood.
do you have like
Yeah.
sweet potatoes the night before or something just to like really fucking go paper thin ripped?
If I haven't ate anything in about 30 hours, I'm not going to eat sweet potatoes. I'm going to eat Pop-Tarts, Rice Krispie treats. I walked around Walmart in Denison, Texas. This is podunk fucking town, 10
Yeah.
miles south of Oklahoma border.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The fucking middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we get to complete in awesome places.
Yeah.
On my own dime, of course, because I'm an athlete. And I walked through the Walmart like I was stoned, 14-year-old kid. Just got my mom's credit card. I think I spent like $85 on
Oreos, Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
fucking
Just like
Fig Newtons
peanut-
and shit.
It's horrible. And I didn't eat it all. I got,
Yeah, you get sick.
yeah.
Okay, so let's hear some of these.
Yeah, let's hear some of your numbers.
Deadlift 600.
Wow.
What do you squat?
505.
Wow.
Beautiful.
440 front squat.
Jesus. What do you press?
Over with a log, about 295.
Oh shit.
like
Okay,
a
but
push
a
press.
log press, log press for strongman it's not a strict press. It's like a push press or a push
I
jerk.
strict pressed. I strict pressed a 245-pound log a couple weeks ago.
God.
Yeah, I just did a.
Wait, didn't you say Rob Orlando can do more overhead than you?
He's got a little short arms.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
So 245-pound log,
He-
strict press overhead.
Yeah,
Check.
Rob Orlando was a decent strongman. I think he broke the national lightweight amateur record with the actually did clean and jerk 365.
Holy shit.
But he never went to a nationals. He didn't.
How old are you?
28.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many injuries have you had?
I'm a fucking mess.
All right,
I've been doing this for 7 years.
let's list
so-
them. Just go through them. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Well, I had hernia surgery 15 weeks before the Arnold World Championships last year.
And still did it.
Yeah,
Good.
everyone said I
Smart.
shouldn't,
Yeah.
but
Even Arnold
Fuck
said,
them.
don't do it.
fuck him.
All right, what else?
I haven't been able to squat for past year since I tore my piriformis.
How did you do that?
I was back squatting 505 for a charity event, and
And that's essentially an ass muscle.
yes, and it was with CrossFitters who don't know how to fucking spot.
Oh.
So,
You got a bunch of weaklings trying to spot you.
well, they got scared.
That's actually a new cert coming out, spotting.
Yeah.
CrossFit
was-
spotting.
Well, if they're gonna teach how to do strongman and everything else, they might as well do that.
Wouldn't be a bad thing.
I know, that's a good point.
Yeah, I never understand why when
That
CrossFit
is- there
gyms
is-
they just dump them.
There
Yeah,
is
there's actually not actually a whole lot of spotting going on.
They
in
dump
CrossFit.
I
all
was
the
just
time.
gonna say that there is a difference. Like that's the one thing about a global gym. You go in, everyone knows how to spot in there, and you
Yeah.
go into a CrossFit gym, and I'd never push things like when I do bench in the gym or anything because I'm afraid that these guys don't know what to do, and I'm gonna have a weight.
And tear your piriformis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And whenever I load up my hamstrings now, I get pins and needles. I almost pass out.
Got a sciatica or something?
It's just, it started up here and then it's just kind of worked down. It's like all the nerves are, but basically I can train and kind of work around it and do mobility work. And then I take 3 weeks off before I have to pull something heavy. And when I need to do a heavy deadlift, it's there. And then it's done again right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm getting prolotherapy in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
What
Some of that
now what is that?
prolo ozone.
What's
Uh,
that like?
dug into that.
Prolapse?
Yeah.
For a prolapse?
Yeah,
How do you do
they're,
that? 'Cause
they're
I
going
need
to
to
pull
do
my
some-
rectum out and like massage something. It's going
Nice.
to fix it.
Scott does that in the park with a black dog.
From what I hear, they stick giant needles all up through my in my muscles, and actually, I wish they'd inject it with something else, but it's just like water.
I think that somebody was telling me to do that for my wrist. I have no
Yeah.
idea what it
Wellborn.
is. Wellborn.
Yeah, I guess my wife said she had it done when she
Didn't-
had an injury.
Didn't
similar.
Wellborn just say go to Germany and get stem cells or something?
You
Well,
need-
that's part of it. That's
Yeah.
part of what they do.
Yeah. Let's
They
go.
do prolotherapy. Part
Kobe.
of that.
Kobe, take me.
That's so you have a long list of history with injuries.
How about shoulders?
not a long time. I actually figured out how to warm those up and get mobile and with them.
Do you do a lot of stability stuff for your shoulders?
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to when you pretty much there's going to be at least 1 or 2 events every competition where you got to put stuff over your head.
Right.
It's either, a giant circus dumbbell. It's 100, almost my body weight. It's 150 pounds. You got to stabilize it up there. Then
They have those?
yeah.
Are they the ones that
Wait,
are
how do
like
you
a
get it up
ball
there?
on the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just
and they're like
huge.
the
They're
thick.
12 inches around. You fit like 25s in it,
Now, is that like a clean and jerk? Or you snatch it
It's
up?
a 2-hand clean, and then you got to take the other hand off and press. That's max reps in 60 seconds, 75 seconds. Got to clean each one.
How many times do guys drop that on their head?
Not as much as you'd think.
It's like the same thing
Oh,
with
is that what
Atlas
this is right
stones,
here?
right?
Yeah.
There you go. Look.
It just doesn't happen very often.
Oh, that's.
I
not
got a
what
no
that
rep
was.
for
I'm
that,
looking
by
at
the way.
I'm looking at a picture here, guys, and essentially it's the picture I'm looking at is like a really big dumbbell, the top of a dumbbell snatch.
And
Just in the picture.
that's a 150-pound dumbbell.
I think was like 140 or so as part of a medley. They gave me a no rep on that one. Looks locked out to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because your triceps are so jacked, dude.
Because the judge wasn't paying attention.
So you said
Seriously.
you can't do back squatting, but how about front squat?
It's not as bad. My quads are really strong. I think if I had strength, it'd be my quads, and my upper back is really strong.
Me
So
too on the
anything-
quads.
So anything where it's loaded, where it's like I can squat down, but once it gets where my hamstrings have to kick in, it just gets pins and needles if I go too heavy.
So I'm assuming that all the other strongmen that you're competing against have those same type of injuries.
Yeah, it's a rough sport. You're moving odd objects as fast and as many times as possible.
How'd you get into it?
Stupidity?
Like really? What?
No, well, no one knows how to get into it, and I think was it like 2006? About this time, 2006. I always watched it growing up, but I'm 5'6".
Right.
You don't do strongman when you see on TV 6'5", 300 and whatever pounds, and from Norway or Iceland or something. I came across a message board thread where it was like a lightweight is 230, and then there's links in it, had all the amateur stuff, and then basically found there's a local show coming up. I looked at the last results from last year, got a training partner, and went over there. We met in Scotts Valley right above Santa Cruz, in basically a redwood forest, and then off to the side there's weights. You drive into this, there's just giant redwood trees, and you drive up, and it's my buddy Evan Hansman. He's 6'5", like 320 pounds, and he's there, and he's like, all right, you want to lift weights? And then been doing it ever since.
This reminds me of that movie I watched today with Mark Wahlberg, where he was a fitness trainer, and they
So with the Rock, right?
yeah, and they kill some people. And
How was that called?
I forget, but it was just funny. 'cause
No pain, no gain.
No
Something
pain, no
like
gain.
that.
That's
Pain
it,
and
because they're all about fitness.
Pain and gain. There
And
we
they're
go.
like they'll just murder somebody, and he's like, I need some weights. I got to get a pump.
Yeah, get it. That's right.
Yeah, got to get the pump.
But I had no business getting into strongman, really. I didn't play any sports, not an athlete, still not an athlete. I've just been doing this long enough that I've gotten
figured it
decent at it.
Well, you sound like you're really good. I mean, if you got those lifts, that sounds pretty good. I've been working out for 20 years of my life, and I'm nowhere near any of those.
Well, I'm good statically, but where I lose it in the competition is people are more athletic than me. And a lot of stuff's for time.
Then you should
have
do
to run with
CrossFit.
weights.
You'd be great.
Static? No, I don't.
No.
Nothing's worth doing for more than 60 seconds.
I agree. There you go.
That's pretty much it, right? But have you tried CrossFit before?
I've done a little bit. I did, I think, 13.1 and 2 this year.
Just
and
for
I
shits
stopped.
and giggles?
It's probably pretty easy
Yeah.
for you. No, it was hard that you had to stop.
13.1 was
It's just
the
boring.
snatch and burpees
I hate
workout.
how you remember them all.
13.2
It was like deadlifts.
was
Armen, you have a Rain Man CrossFit mind that you remember. You're like, that was deadlift, box jump.
if you
Yeah.
knew like the text conversation threads that I'm on with my friends, where like we refer to like placings from like the 2010 and 2011 games and like events and stuff, and like comparing things back and forth, you would just use it as more proof.
Do you have any other hobbies?
Oh, that's a hard question.
It's okay. I'm the same with strongman.
Yeah, I just like lifting things and reading about lifting things and
And
then
Watching
And
other people lift
and watching
things.
other people
And
lifting,
watching
and then
videos.
getting more confused about how I should be lifting things. That's
Just shouldn't.
that's what I've been. That's the most thing that I've realized, is that the more I try and learn about like how to program for weightlifting or how to program for this or how to like learn like what technique to use here and there, is like the more I get fucked up because I don't know what to do.
I went through that a couple years ago, and here's the key: you just start acting like you're the one that knows how to do everything, and you start telling everyone else.
That's fucking
I'm
genius.
That's what I do now.
I'm convinced that's how everyone is because it's so theoretical, anyways.
There's no right
and
way.
and there is no right way. And here I go. When I ran track in college,
Yeah, there it is, dude.
Everyone-
It's like what
I gotta
you know
take a shot at Kill Cliff.
You know that like
It's like
it's
a
like
drinking game.
X days since a on-site injury. It's like we should have a chalkboard,
Drinking
like
game.
30 episodes since Eddie mentioned.
all
this.
right. Well, the point
All
I
right.
was going to make when you guys
Episode
are being
90.
childish, my coach was like a top coach in the world. Like he coached a lot of world record holders and Olympians. But I used to like watch what he would tell us to do, and I'm like, this guy has no fucking idea what he's talking about.
No.
And I thought maybe he just recruited really good guys that were just naturals, and there was no coaching to it because my high school coach seemed to know programming, was phenomenal, but never like had anyone good. Like he was terrible athletes. And then I realized I went to an all white high school track team, and my college track team was all black. So that might have had something to do with it too.
Yep.
So I need to start programming for some black people in strongman.
Oh, Convictus!
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
When we get Convictus going,
Convictus. I mean, you know this already since
yeah,
you've listened
It's
to
gonna
all our
It's
shows.
gonna be our team. If we could get an affiliate in a prison, that would be fucking awesome.
I don't know. There's already a prison affiliate, isn't there? Yeah, there's one. They put it on the CrossFit Journal, didn't they?
Are you
It's
sure?
about how like it makes people in prison like feel better about being in prison.
That's
How do they
great.
do double unders?
How do they
With the entrails
how
of
do
their
they-
enemies.
How do they do potluck Sundays?
Can you imagine a paleo?
Yeah, do they have paleo drop-offs?
Yeah.
yeah.
I will not accept this cafeteria food. I'm paleo. You can keep your bologna sandwich.
So when it comes to are you familiar with how like some of the competitive CrossFitters train? Right,
Yeah.
they train like all day long, pretty much.
Yes. I'm around them.
Is good. So is the strongman training that you're doing similar? Is that kind of
No.
volume or?
I do more volume than most people for strongman, but if I did all day, I'd die.
Yeah, you.
So what is
I
your?
can't deadlift 500 for reps and then come back and do something else. Like, so I train pretty much Monday. I train my overhead like log press. I do vertical pulling and pushing. So I'll do overhead press, pull-ups, and I do a lot of bodybuilder crap.
You do a lot of pull-ups
I don't need.
with weight.
I do like 3 sets of 5 to 10 wide grip with a pause. You know,
With weight hanging.
if I feel like it doesn't really matter. My
Yeah.
back's strong enough that I just need to maintain it.
Right.
You know, and then bring up other things. And then, you know, I do lots of volume, like where people always, they think you max out all the time. I max out maybe every couple months because there's a difference between testing strength and building strength. So you're hitting multiple sets,
Yeah.
you know, multiple reps all the time. You're building all that strength. You're building that muscle. And then when you actually test it, it's up higher than if you just worked up to a max and killed yourself all the time. And I do lots of curls, shoulder raises.
Scott does too.
Yeah.
Look
Wait.
at those guns.
Shoulder
Have
raises.
to.
These ones.
All 3 ways. That's my
Oh.
favorite. Is I do 3. Seriously, I do 3-way shoulder raises. I go side, front, then rear.
Yeah,
3 sets
but
of 20.
that was like the body when you went to the gym. That's what everyone did.
More CrossFitters need to do that.
I
stuff.
was thinking that because of all the
Yep.
shoulder injury, that would be the greatest thing for shoulder stability.
Well, now they're doing a
yes.
lot of that crossover symmetry thing. The bungee cords that are attached to the squat rack, and they're doing internal external rotation.
You
You'll see it.
you have to move your shoulder through all the ranges, and I'm maybe using like, you know, you can use a 5-10 pound dumbbell. I'm doing 3 sets of 20. You're getting all that blood flow in there. It's just good for the joint. I haven't had.
Is it going to help me kip?
No.
Actually, probably yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it'll keep you together.
Usually, a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle in the end.
But I mean, you look at that whole idea of like doing bodybuilding style accessory work. You know, it's like that's why you get weightlifters like Lu Xiaojun
Yeah.
and Dmitry Klokov looking so jacked
Yeah.
because they spend equal parts time.
So
doing
basically,
bodybuilding
what we're saying is
movements.
everybody should quit CrossFit
Body part
and go back
splits.
to the global
no,
It's-
just
it's
add it
should've
a
quit
bit.
It's a cycle,
CrossFit.
dude.
and
You shouldn't quit
get back in
CrossFit,
there
but
and do one body part a day.
your
No.
your CrossFit workouts should be built as accessory work to make you better, not just built as workouts to make you sweat.
Well,
Exactly.
I remember when I would go in and work like legs in a regular gym. You would start with like the sled, you know, and you would do like 4
the
sets
sled,
or
like
fi-
that thing that they had in Rocky 4 that
Yeah.
Ivan Drago would put
Leg
his shoulders
press.
into.
Yeah, and you would do stuff like that, and then you do leg press and that, and then you would do your quads and your hamstrings, and it was like I felt like, wow, I really fucking
Well,
worked every part of my leg. Whereas when I go in and just do like we'll have a strength day at CrossFit, and it'll be like I'm doing just squats, and I feel like
We're seeing that sort of thing show up in CrossFit a lot more often now. You see a lot of people doing, curls. Oddly enough,
I
have
think
been
you
showing
just
up a lot.
talked me into just joining Golds again.
Join Golds again. Do it, dude.
$50 a month.
I will
dare
come
you.
and train with you there on Tuesdays before the
dare
show.
you.
I'm not
And we'll
kidding.
get guests for the show.
People do like curls.
Actually, we could get amazing guests
I
out
know,
of the
I know.
triceps,
I know.
pull downs,
Here,
Yeah,
extensions.
the one that's here.
Yeah, everyone's there.
I live about 4 blocks from the Venice Golds, which is insane. Like you see all the pictures on the wall of the guys that train there, and it's really funny. My friend Bobby, the crazy Bobby, will be like, "See that guy right there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, world record holder of the calf raise or
He's a
something.
fairy.
And he'll go.
Now he
he'll
lives
go,
in a van.
No. He will. He'll go. See that homeless looking dude in the corner? That's him.
Yep.
And I'm like, what? But he looks like he's like 135 pounds. He goes, can't afford the steroids anymore.
Yeah, he dumped his all
his
his
sugar
bank
daddy
account.
that bought him all his shit
Yeah.
dried up.
Yeah, but there are some. One day I was in there. Lou Ferrigno was there. The Rock was there.
Yes.
And Carl Weathers. And I was like,
I just saw
Jesus.
Carl Weathers at the restaurant up the street on Main Street.
Did he have the fake?
And I've been to
hand?
Lou Ferrigno's house.
Really? Why? Like a cop
Yeah.
thing?
Can't talk about it.
I was checking up on things there.
Could he hear you?
What?
Nothing.
But about doing like the little bodybuilding stuff is it's like you can only do so many jerks and before your body's beat down. It doesn't cost any more to, just do some shoulder raises or the little accessory stuff. You're getting more stimulus for your muscle and you're not taking anything away from recovery.
Yeah, I
all
totally.
those big workouts, all the big compound movements, you can only do so many of them.
Right. So, but when you did one of those workouts like that, you started with the big compound movement, and then
Exactly.
you went to,
Yeah,
the
it's fluff.
specialized. Yeah.
Eddie, you'd
if I
probably
feel like-
still be snatching today if you did these things for your shoulders.
Face pulls. Do a lot of face pulls.
I actually had to stop snatching the other day because it was like, oh, here I go again. It started hurting again. I was like, fuck.
Well, yeah, all the CrossFitters I see, they're all unstable at the top.
Mm-hmm.
They,
I'm one of them.
They need more upper back, more rear delt. They don't do. How's your rear delt's never gonna get targeted unless you do it. You isolate it.
Like
like a band pull apart.
Face
Fenley
pulls.
rows. or-
Face pulls done right. I see every CrossFitter I see pulls them down here.
Yeah.
It's not where your face is. Not at your chest.
What are you talking about, dude?
Wait,
This is
hold
all
on.
that matters. This
Wait
is
a
the
second.
moneymaker.
Hey, what's a face pull?
You put
Like in your language.
you put a band like around the pull-up bar
Okay.
because CrossFits don't have cables, so CrossFit gyms don't, and you pull it here, and you pull it apart while you're doing it.
Okay, so you kind
and
of.
you can feel it, and the key is you keep all that tension on there.
Let's be honest.
Okay, crossover symmetry. Check it out.
Oh yeah,
It comes in a little bag and a little bungee cords and things you attach to the
costs
squat rack.
$200.
I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe they'll send us a couple because I'm plugging them right now. But they come with a little diagram
plugging
thing. And
Like that guy.
Hashtag gayest thing they've ever done.
yeah, and there's
Hashtag
exercises
Black Lab in the park.
that comes with the
Shirts off.
Now they're definitely not
and
sending
the
us
dog,
anything.
dog's name was Dakota.
Hashtag shirts off, cocks out.
Isn't that a hip fit shirt?
Actually, it is. It's not that serious, bro.
Shirts off, cocks out.
No, but so it comes with a cutout, a little picture or poster thing that you can put up on the wall, and it gives you like
A
all-
glory hole.
Yeah,
Basically, the point is,
we're gonna stop submerging the show.
the point
to
is,
stay afloat.
everybody's going back to these things that supposedly weren't CrossFit.
Well,
Were
let's
for
be
starters.
honest.
Isn't everything CrossFit?
Yeah, right.
Let's be honest. CrossFit started initially. It had to be kind of a thing where Glassman said, hey, you can train people and you don't need to spend all this money and all this
Yeah.
equipment. You can simulate a lot of the same kind of stuff. And it was a way to get into training and make some money and exercise people really well and really hard. But now as it's developing, they're going, well, maybe all the equipment's worth it if you really like you go in any professional sports team's gym or college team, and they've got like you look at where Froning was working out all the time, the college he was working out, they had every kind of rack and Smith machine and
Yep.
you fucking name it was there. So
but
I'm saying if you have the resources,
Yeah, those athletes are actually worth money.
yeah, use them.
But also, I mean, CrossFit is rehab and prehab for almost every person that does it, outside of the 10 people that are really, 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 really professional and good at it. But a lot of these things that we're talking about, like we do CrossFit for rehab, prehab, and then obviously you get pain, aches and pains from something that happened in the movement that you're doing, right? Bad movement, bad motor patterns and stuff.
I specialize in that.
Yeah, and so that's what causes a lot of
just hurt.
a lot of these other injuries. And there's other ways to do the prehab, rehab on your body besides your typical CrossFit workout, and that's where we're seeing with this crossover symmetry thing, and what
and
Kale's
other
talking
stuff
about.
like reverse hypers.
Or
And
grab one of the bands that's already in your gym
Yeah,
and do it.
that's what we do at our gym.
let's get healthy, people.
We do a bunch of shoulder mobility stuff like that.
If
all
you
the
could
time.
pick one strongman movement for CrossFitters, what would it be to do?
Probably sandbag carries, something like that. Simple.
Kind of like what Julian was saying.
Yeah, either sandbag carries or farmer's walk.
just loaded carries. We don't do a lot of that.
Be any sort of loaded carry. What I see the most in CrossFitters, I train at a CrossFit gym, so is they don't do enough hypertrophy work, and then their hips are weak. You ever see them all in the bottom of the squat? They dance all over the place. Their hips are weak.
Hypertrophy, that's the difference of the opposite of atrophy, right?
It's
Yes.
like growing muscle.
No, it's
Right.
It's
So when you're saying you're saying because we break it down too much and we don't give it
Hypertrophy?
enough rest?
Yeah. yeah.
Is that hypertrophy?
Hypertrophy.
Yeah,
Perf.
we're all chasing the
Hypertrophy.
hypertrophy.
Are you
It's
saying
like-
it's muscle.
you're saying
You're
we
trying
don't,
It's getting
oh,
swole.
It's trying to get a pump.
right?
Yeah.
And we don't get that at all in CrossFit.
Well, you get it, but you don't. You get it doing. Yeah, you're gonna get a pump doing 50 pull-ups,
Right.
but actually just isolating the movement. Directing. Like higher volume strict presses versus trying to do a 30 clean and jerks in a row. Actually build up the shoulders so you're strong.
Right.
You need to do some actual just strength work, just
I've
basic
not-
strength work, and not just for low reps.
So
either.
he it's funny that you said that because it just reminded me. I recently did a workout that had handstand push-ups in it, and I can't do handstand push-ups because of my wrist. And so it was recommended to me to do dumbbell presses because holding the dumbbell, I can keep my wrist vertical so it doesn't hurt. And then they're like, well, now sit down on the floor and do them. So I sat down on the floor, and because I didn't use my legs at all, just had my legs out in front of me, and had to do just seated floor presses. And I couldn't believe I just had the 35-pound dumbbells and how quickly my shoulders got fatigued just doing that. And I'm thinking back in the day, back in the Golds and 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness days, I used to do much more weight doing that stuff. And now it's like, well, I'm like 40% weaker in a lot of the stuff that I used to do.
Yeah, I think the same thing. And I think a lot of the isolation stuff, like because we're not doing curls, we're doing pull-ups and we're pulling ourselves up and we're doing kipping and everything. I had to hold my 3-year-old nephew this week, and I'm holding him for like about 20 seconds. And I'm like,
My back hurts.
I got to put him down. My
right.
biceps are killing me.
Right?
That's why you need to do sandbag carries.
Yeah, like stuff like where there's a lot of isolation stuff, which I don't see us doing at all. I think they miss out on a lot of things.
Yeah, but getting strong in the seated press just to get strong in the seated press isn't worth it.
No, it's
You know
not
what I mean?
that.
It's
It's
getting
an
strong in the
assistance.
seated press so that you get strong in something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
in an
exactly.
actual overhead
just-
stability.
But obviously
fluff
something
again.
else.
Yeah.
So obviously something else we're doing is not helping that.
Well, it's like people try to work. They work on their form to get a better kipping handstand push-up. If you had stronger shoulders, won't your kipping handstand push-up be easier?
But working on the kip is easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't want to
but-
get bulky, bro. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Don't you know what CrossFit's all about? It's not about getting bulky.
It's about getting that time on the whiteboard.
It's about getting the fastest time possible on the whiteboard.
After you cheat.
Do
Which
you see that article that the link that's out there floating around on Facebook about CrossFitters and cheating?
It's ridiculous
What
how much
CrossFitters and cheating?
cheating.
What do you mean?
Well,
I
like
haven't read it.
essentially, it's a call at a lot of gyms, and like I forget who wrote it, but talking about how they're protective of people in their classes writing that they did the workout prescribed, writing RX next to their name.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they did at the prescribed weight, but they kind of like shorted their reps or didn't use full range of motion, and how they're protective and they don't allow them to write RX dump on the board, and about having a higher moral standard, having a solid standard as it is. And then anything outside or anything below that essentially is cheating.
I guess that's fair. I don't know. I mean, listen, the whole idea of like an RX workout is I feel outdated, completely outdated.
Yeah,
If you're writing your gym's workouts like RX for who, you know what I mean? Who are you going to be writing for? If you're not writing your gym's workouts with your gym members in mind, you're already fucking up. Like if you're taking somebody else's programming, and if you're just writing like RX workouts like, well, I'm a regionals athletes, then my coaches are regional athletes, then I'm going to write the RX workout for myself, and everybody's going to fucking scale it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? You have to adjust appropriately for your people.
I
So
do
it's
have a question for you now, and I don't want to go totally off target because I want to talk more about the strongman stuff. But how do you feel, Armen, as a coach at a gym and that programs workouts? What do you think of the other gyms out there that just blindly follow another program? Follow somebody else's programming.
I think it's very obvious. You know, right off. Nice. Eddie Ifft just going right at it.
Yep, just keep going.
I think it's really obvious. Like, you can really point it out. You know, a gym recently opened in Glendale. You know, near.
What do you mean by obvious?
Well, let me put it this way: a gym recently opened in Glendale near where
Okay.
we're at, and they, you know, we've seen some of their programming, and their workouts will be something like, spend 20 minutes on working on your muscle up, part A. Part B is, you know, every 30 seconds for, you know, 40 minutes, do like this, like 1 power clean plus 1 push jerk. And it's like, listen, you don't write that for a brand new gym that has 8 members. You know what I mean? So you're clearly getting that from somewhere. And like, you know, when you look around, it's like, you know, they're taking it from Outlaw or Invictus or this or that. And it's like, that makes no sense to do that. You have to, your clients are paying you to be clients at your gym, not to do, you know, Rudy's programming or CJ's programming. There isn't necessarily anything that's wrong with their programming. It's all contextual. You know, if you can do it, but it's not the right thing for someone who's coming in just to get in shape. You know, so you have to know what you're doing to write programming for the people who are coming into.
I worked out
member
this
of your
weekend
gym.
at Concrete Jungle in New York, and I want to
awesome.
thank them. Yeah, nice name.
That's a cool name.
Thank you for having me. It was a fucking horrible workout. It was a guy's birthday, so they did
Awesome.
one of those birthday wads.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I walk into this? That gym though is on the 5th floor, and they do, whenever they have runs, they go up and down the steps.
That's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard.
It was the day I had to do runs there was the worst.
It was Helen.
I forget what it was. It was so hard. The 5th round was like the worst thing I ever experienced in my life. But this time they did a workout that was after we did deadlifting.
Beautiful.
We did it was a 3 rounds of, started with 135 pound front squat 10 times, then 22 pull-ups, then 35 kettlebell swings at 53 pounds, and then 78 double unders.
That's specific.
78.
Well, I guess it's his birthday.
It was his
right?
birthday.
Oh, I gotcha. The year.
Yeah.
Clever.
It was like
Very clever.
the whole thing was how old he was, the year, all these things.
They must really like that guy.
Well, I just thought, you know, this is brutal, and it was one of those times where I almost sneaked out. Like, I almost left.
Because it was on the 5th floor, though.
Well, luckily it
hard to
didn't
say,
ever
yeah.
run. It didn't ever. If it had a run, I would have left.
Take like the fire escape out.
Well, that's what you do. You go up and down and that's the thing I was noticing about New York City and all the, not just CrossFits, but New York has so many hybrids of CrossFit. There's a million like little fitness training centers
Sure.
where you'll see they got the rowing machine and they got the medicine balls and they have pull-up bars and they're using the TRX
Yeah.
things. And you're seeing a lot of these, you know, CrossFit-esque type places.
Yeah.
And I don't see that as much anywhere else. I noticed it in New York a lot. There were a lot of studios.
It happens in LA too.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of that stuff in LA. There's gyms all over the place that are like faux CrossFit. It's just a thing.
Like they just don't get the affiliate and
Yeah.
they just
They just have CrossFit. They
Derivative
have
of-
you know, functional fitness classes, that
Right.
sort of thing.
right.
But yeah, I think it's important that, you know, when you're.
Do you think that's popping up more, or that was
Oh
always
yeah,
in
of course.
existence?
It's always been that way, and it will continue being that way because CrossFit is a marketable brand, and people are going to try and make money off of it.
And with that,
Let's take a quick commercial break.
I don't want to.
and listen to
You be
things
quiet
that
and
Eddie
listen.
doesn't want to listen to. All right, getting back to your training, Kale. Sorry,
was
we
my-
took like a
that was-
total.
That was my favorite commercial.
yeah, that was my
ever.
fault. I
It
apologize.
was like I was listening at home.
We took
Yeah,
like a
see.
total.
We
You
forgot-
drove.
we
You
forgot
drove
you were
6
here.
hours. You
Yeah.
drove 6 hours
Did
to
you
listen
really
to us talk
drive
again.
6 hours for this?
Yeah.
Holy
I don't know why.
fuck.
Yeah,
Are you gonna stay overnight? Are you working
Prob-
out
yeah,
somewhere?
probably. Well, that was the plan, but I think I got to get home.
What do you do to make money?
Nothing right now since I got fired for competing.
Really?
They said, quote from my boss, I'm more devoted to this bodybuilding thing of yours than your job.
What was your job?
I worked in agriculture. I hated it. I was there for 8 years.
Oh, and you're up in Monterey, so that's a big agriculture.
Yeah, in Salinas Valley,
Yeah, yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. Hence, listening to 300 episodes and 90 episodes.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Even this is more entertaining than Fields.
I think I still have a speeding ticket from up there that I've never paid.
Actually, I got pulled over yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. The cop let me go because he said his
flex your bicep.
No, he said his wife follows me on Instagram.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That is awesome. You're
awesome.
officially internet famous,
That's
dude.
what I thought. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Where was it?
It's in Carmel Valley.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's a nice area, too.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Oh, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
I surfed there, and I looked up the spot I surfed.
So obviously he checks out his wife's Instagram.
No, I don't know, but thank you.
I surfed there, and then I looked at the spot I surfed afterwards on Wanna Surf.
It's like the highest shark attack.
That's
place
all
ever.
it said. It's like, hey, the only time I've ever seen a great white.
Right there.
Yeah, tons of them, huh?
The water's too cold.
Oh.
Anyway. It's horrible.
You train up there at CrossFit Monterey?
Yeah, with Jacob.
Jacob
Sipkin.
Sipkin.
I still say his name wrong.
Isn't that how you pronounce it?
Isn't
Yeah,
there
Sipkin.
somebody big out of there, like a games?
There was a
Out of
couple of
Jacob's
games
gym?
athletes there. A couple girls. I think Rachel Duquette got 10th or 11th in NorCal, and then Amy Woods I trained with got 10th, but she switched over to weightlifting at NorCal. Yeah, and they come in, like people come in. We had a couple games athletes up there a couple weeks.
Jacob's pretty well known.
Yeah,
He's
an internet troll.
He's loud on the internets.
So what do you do for any kind of Metcon to keep yourself up? Because you're saying a lot of stuff's time stuff. Would you need that?
Well, yeah, we do a lot of medleys. Like it'll be like a keg or a sandbag that's 75 feet away. You gotta run with it, load it in a giant wheelbarrow, run back 50 feet, grab another one. These are usually between 175, 250 pounds each. You know, getting heavier as you go less closer. You know, run back, put that in the wheelbarrow, 25 feet, and then carry the whole wheelbarrow back. 90-second time limit.
But you never do any runs or anything like go out for none of that shit.
No, I have to do something for. I do like interval training. I'll do like Tabata sprints on Airdyne.
Okay.
I think some more. You know, because I have to go for 90 seconds hard.
Right.
I like in CrossFit when I did a couple like the open workouts. What I found is I just had to get comfortable with it, a pace. I went, balls out this whole time. You have you're trying to get something done as fast as possible in 60 seconds. There's no real room to pace.
Right.
So that's what I got bored. I'm like, I've been pacing.
Would you recommend this to CrossFitters? Do you think it would help their?
I think, modified to CrossFit, of course, it would help a lot of it. The carries, I think, more stability work overhead. Like Julian was saying the other week about overhead yoke walks, I think is very beneficial. Farmer's walks.
We would be so bad at those.
Overhead. Yeah. I see everyone with their jerk. It's all over
I think
the place.
my most hated thing was the farmer's walk with the 135 on each side.
Yeah.
And you're trying to balance the bars.
We had to do with a bar.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that's stupid.
Brutal.
Olympic bars.
It doesn't work.
I think it was kind of far too.
It was so far. It was like 50
Stupid
50
bars
feet.
are clinking.
I wouldn't want to do that.
That was one of the hardest workouts ever.
But-
And a lot of it because you lose the balance, you got to put it down, then you don't want to have to deadlift it again.
Yeah.
When you're walking with weight, it's all about being in control of the implement. You need to be tight. Like if you let it, you either fight it or go with it, and you want to go with it. You know what I mean? Like
And take wide turns.
yes, and
I remember Julian.
yeah, and you kind of set up like on the farmer's walk, you can turn the inside one into the outside one because it'll start when you turn, it'll start to turn. So as it turns, if you turn your inside hand in towards you, it's going to turn no matter what, but it's going to turn to neutral, and then once it's neutral, you start going straight again.
Remember this, because we're gonna when we actually go down there, you'll see exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah,
There's
technique to
I
it.
actually was listening and I'm thinking how our listeners are going to understand.
They're
what
not
he's saying,
going to.
But you're on camera now,
so I just need to do this, or they can just go on my website where I do tutorials. It's letkalelift.com.
Okay.
2 L's. I have videos, exercise
and an
index.
E. Don't forget the E.
Kalle. Well, I figure CrossFit listeners know how to spell Kale, but it's 2 L's.
Do you do a lot of grip? Do you do a lot of grip work?
Yeah, like not specific grip work, because if you're doing a farmer's walk, you need to be able to hold something like those stuff, like those heavy grippers where you crush something doesn't carry over, or you're pinching something doesn't carry over. You need supportive grip like a deadlift.
So
you just need to
be all
hold
forearm,
lots of things
right.
for a long time. That's it. Like hang from a pull-up bar, walk with these.
Kelly from Strength Wraps, she wanted to know actually if you could bend a frying pan.
Yeah, it's a circus trick.
So
Yes.
you can?
I-
You have to teach
I'm
us.
sure. Well,
That's like ripping a phone book, right?
yeah, that's a trick too. Like, oh yeah.
It's not like Derek Poundstone.
It's not like
snatching,
it's not like it's not on
barb.
YouTube.
I mean,
But if you
there's
type in "how do I rip a
Yeah.
phone
Yeah.
book," there's like 7,000
There's-
people doing it.
there's strength involved, and obviously, if you're stronger, it's gonna go. I actually, again, I have no business ever starting to do strongman. Like when you ask how I got into it, that's why I say stupidity, because I've been fighting an uphill battle this whole time. I have tiny hands. My wife has bigger hands than me, and more than half the girls I've ever dated.
My wife has a bigger penis.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, I
That's
don't
why I
know.
married her.
Do you have small hands, Eddie?
No,
But-
look. I'll be the first
So-
to say it. I have a very average sized penis.
All that grip stuff.
But it's stinky.
It's so pretty, so pretty. Girls used to see it and they'd be like, "That's gorgeous."
Yeah. So it's average, but it's aesthetic.
It's aesthetically
Yeah,
pleasing.
it's totally.
It's handsome.
So it would win like a physique show.
So
With you put board shorts at the bottom of it.
Tan it, wax it.
it's like a little short for the
It has to
balls.
do a talent show.
little elastic thing that
With
goes around the
dances
nuts.
for a little bit.
Well, you've seen the physique
It
shows, right?
Does hula hooping.
It's like men's bikini, basically.
Yeah.
It's bodybuilding, but they wear
yeah.
board shorts.
So who does your programming?
I do.
So you just
Yeah,
you
I program
it
for
out for the like weeks. How far ahead do you program it?
I've been doing it so long, I don't really need to write it out like that. But I have a general theme of what I do. For the people I program for now, which is what I'm doing. Because I
Oh,
don't
so you're
have a
actually
job.
programming now?
Yes, I program for people.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. All in one trip. Yeah, I do. I program for people. I got a couple clients I'm working with.
And
And
in what?
and strongman.
Yeah. In strongman.
Yeah.
Okay. I almost sneezed
I
in the
could
middle of that question.
work with just about anyone, or at least help them. But if I'm gonna actually write out a program, I'd like to write out what I know, and that's strongman and getting stronger.
So,
I
like-
don't know how to program for CrossFit. I can tell you how to help, what I think would help with CrossFit, but I can't program for it. And I'm sponsored by Juggernaut Training Systems. It's a
And
Chad
that's the
Wesley
shirt you're
Smith.
wearing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. They
What's Juggernaut?
it's started by Chad Wesley Smith. He's out down here in Huntington Beach. He squatted 905 and just knee wraps at 308.
What a fucker.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And so he assembled pretty much the strongest team in the world.
it's like the Justice League of,
Yeah,
of
and
barbell.
then somehow I got in there because I'm
Nice.
pretty or something.
Yeah. It's
Um,
the sideburns.
Yeah, it's because it was the hair. I just got lucky, but yeah, they got Dan Green, Brandon Lilly. If you follow powerlifting, you know who all these people are.
Yeah, Dan Green is a goddamn boss. He is
That's
just
Boss Barbells.
yeah,
His
he's
gym.
a monster
Yeah, what's he? He's 242. He just totaled like
in the 2400s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
squatting like 850
Yeah,
at
it was-
242.
He's absurd.
Let me ask you a question. These guys that are squatting those crazy weights and deadlifting, are they going to have massive injuries when they're older? Are they? I mean, we're laughing at Machete. Just
Machete
showed us the
again
time.
showing us the time.
Happily
And
showing the
Scott
time
got
though.
excited.
Scott is
that
like,
was not
this is
as-
professional.
I got a little giggly.
You got
about that one.
giggly from that, but like his up yours to start the show was totally okay.
Yeah, because that was to you.
I want to know this injury thing.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're doing powerlifting, strongman stuff, does your body need to do that, or
Does
are
the sport
you,
take a toll on you?
when you're 50 and 60 years old, are you going to be arthritic and have all kind of joint problems?
I think if you're competing at any sport at the elite level, you're going to have problems later in life. That's a
Not
sacrifice.
yoga.
Dicks in your ass keep you young.
We can't air this entire episode.
episode.
We're gonna have every gay CrossFitter upset with us.
This got really wild.
But no, of course it takes. CrossFitters are gonna have problems. All those movement. It's just you're putting your body. You're trying to push the envelope.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd still you see some of them. Bill Kazmaier looks like he's fine walking around.
But part of the thing about CrossFit when it started or when everyone was
Okay.
that it's for health and that this is what you need to do to make yourself. It's functional fitness.
Not the games.
Well, I mean, so is
That'd
that
be
is
elite,
that,
bro.
Is that known now? Because I've seen the argument on the CrossFit headquarters side where they're saying, hey, look, these guys are all pushing the limits now. They're doing things we never thought were attainable.
Yeah.
They're all staying healthy. They're probably healthier than they've ever been, guys with bad injuries and stuff. But
Didn't Kalipa pretty much have to get remade?
He's rebuilt at some
I don't know
point.
if it was Khalip.
Matt Chan.
No, it was. No, he's talking about Khalifa did a series
Yeah,
with
there was a whole
K-Star.
series on it.
With
Oh,
K-Star way back. Yeah, but
Remake
everybody's
him. That's being an athlete.
Yeah, everybody's mobility is
That
is
happened
an
to Rich
adult
Froning.
right now.
I found a
Yeah.
video of him doing a workout in 2000.
So I mean,
nine
if
or
you're
something like
looking
that.
to do this for longevity, is it beneficial to do, or should you just like really scale back and do it at
Yeah.
a moderate level and you'll
Co-
stay healthy? and-
Competing is not health. There's a difference between exercising and being an athlete and competing.
Yeah, and that's a big distinction.
have
That's
to-
a big difference in a lot of the CrossFit.
But I don't see many people going into a CrossFit gym, and it seems like everyone's taking the attitude of competing. If they're not
no
thinking
way.
about
That's just out here.
it depends
No,
on the
it's-
gym.
really,
Yeah, it
because
depends
I
on the
see
gym.
people. It's not just competing. You know, well, I'm going to the games. It's like they want to compete on the weekend against somebody.
Yeah.
They want to compete against the box next door, or the inner box competitions, and
Just give those people a little bit of time and they'll calm down.
Originally, the the
Injury or
competition
two.
aspect of CrossFit was just
incentive to work a little.
It was an
harder.
extension of the measurement. It's really simple. It's like you're measuring you're measuring your performance output. So if you can control for certain characteristics, you can see what the difference is between performance.
Kenny and I were talking about it the other day. We think CrossFit is the band finally started exercising. The way the community is. Did you ever watch the marching band at school? The way they all are, like how raw they all are.
No.
The marching band, the marching band cares more about the football team winning than the football team does.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I see what you're
So
saying.
you're talking
now.
about fanaticism.
Yeah.
You're saying it's nerdy and cultish.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
And pretty much every CrossFitter is like a high performing, professional in something.
Flute, saxophone,
Flutist, a flautist, a
bass
pianist.
drum.
But
I always say take those the people that are the averagely competitive CrossFitters and the amount of time and effort they put into it. Now imagine they took that same intensity and effort and time they put into getting better at CrossFit into their career
or into social skills.
or into
might get laid
into a
outside
new
the
hobby
box.
or into their relationships or
Well, it's not to kind of like beat a dead horse, but people like doing different things. Like people like new challenges. I'm just saying. One of the things that
are you trying to have an intervention with Armen?
Yes, that's what this is.
that's what this is all about.
We're all talking about
People like
Armen.
new challenges. I do like to remind people that double unders are completely useless in the long term, and that they might as well never feel bad about maybe not being able to do double unders because they're successful adults.
okay,
with
let me ask you
lives.
this. What is more useful? Training double unders
Or a hand job.
or handstand walking?
What's
Or
more
let's just
useful?
say a handstand push-up or double unders as an exercise. What's more functional?
Probably. That's hard to quantify.
A double under's just used to put you into, at a high.
It's like the double under is coordination and cardio,
It's all cardio to get you ready.
and the
f- you know.
handstand push-up is strength and balance. I would say the handstand push-up is more functional
How?
because
Are you do you agree with me? Is that why you're laughing?
No,
or-
it's just the argument of what's functional and not isn't. It's just like Armen's saying, you find something you like to do, and there's no fucking reason to do it, and you just do it.
there you go.
That's pretty much
It is a party.
exercise.
It is a party trick too.
That's
Yeah,
like-
it's a party trick. Figure out something you like to do.
Nobody gets laid for doing double unders, but plenty of gymnasts has gotten laid for doing handstand push-ups
Yeah, well, they're
in the
jacked.
park
in the park with
a
Dakota
frisbee.
and
Hey,
their shirtless friends.
Hey, you leave Dakota out of this. R.I.P.
I'm just saying, that's a really odd question to ask. Like what's more functional between a double
I just want to
under
hear
and
you
handstand?
answer and struggle through it.
A more-
I don't
more-
really
I think,
care.
I think that
A
already
more, a
happened.
more,
Yeah.
a more important question is when you were playing frisbee in the park, did you guys get eye contact at any point?
I'm telling you, there were some slow motion parts.
There was hand gestures to
We actually
instruct
had
the other person
we
what
had
to
that
do,
song
where
from
to
Top
move.
Gun playing with the boys playing in the background.
Shower
You did
scene.
wind sprints together as well.
Yeah, I had like mirrored aviators on. It was awesome.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Had a moderate amount of sweat.
Moderate amount, just a good
Just
sheen.
enough.
Hey, so there's quite a bit of
Freshly waxed.
there's quite a bit of questions in the lightning round. You
I
guys
saw
want
that.
Let's
Go,
do
go,
it.
go.
Let's get into the lightning round.
Let's do it. So this week's our lightning round is sponsored by Setwear Fitness. You guys heard about Setwear Fitness last week. It's a weightlifting belt that's designed to give your lower back a lot of support, but it's also designed with the CrossFitter in mind. And at the same time that we're sponsored by Setwear Fitness, we're also actually at a dog adoption right now. I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs in the background. But so the Setwear Fitness belt, how's it different than a normal weightlifting belt out there? Is that you can keep support. It's also adjustable. So if you guys are doing your deadlifts and you go to run or box jumps, it has a little, it's called the BOA speed dial on it. You can tighten it down, and then you pull, and when you pull it, it releases a, I don't know, I'm going to guess here. This is not official, but probably about 10 pounds of pressure on your abdomen. So when you're breathing, you can actually breathe a lot better when you pull the thing, and then you tighten it right back down, and you get back to your deadlifts with one quick pull.
And then a few clicks, and it's back tight.
The other thing I really like about it is that it has like this little like bump type of support thing on the built into the belt. So when you put it on, it fits naturally right into your lower back. So it's always going to be straight. It's not crooked, and it also works really well for you guys out there that like to work out without your shirt on. And
a good thing about it too that makes it better than any of the belts with the buckles is that you're always it's always going to fit perfectly, because a lot of the leather ones stretch out, and then you're in between a couple holes when you're pulling it tight. But this one you just keep cranking, and it fits perfectly.
So cool. Check it out. Setwearfitness.com. SETWEAR fitness.com. And let's start off with our friend Hannah Mathis. Is it Mathis? Mathis?
Hannah Mathis.
Can you give her the German accent?
Let me find the question. I'll ask it in German accent. Hold on a second. I have to bring up.
Is she from Germany?
Facebook.
I'm going to skip ahead to Luis Santiago's question. You always seem to kill it on the car deadlift. Why is it that you, at your weight, can destroy someone much heavier than you? Do you think it's sheer grit, or is there a method to your madness? By the way, he's a big fan.
It's a little bit of sheer grit, because when you're deadlifting the back of a car, I'm going to explain it real quick, is it's on a frame and you're deadlifting the back. So you're not deadlifting the whole car, but when you have it up, you have all that pressure in your head. So it hurts, and people, they don't get past it. It hurts. There's no other way to put it. But I'm short, which helps that lift. I won't lie.
So you're saying the weight doesn't come till the top of the deadlift?
It's actually heaviest right at the bottom, but when you're standing up, you just feel you're supporting the back end of a car. So you have all this pressure.
Oh, because you have to lock out?
Yeah, and when you're holding it there before you get the down command, you are supporting the back end of a mid-sized car with your body.
What do you think the weight is that you're doing there?
It depends. It's hard. I'm not an engineer. I barely graduated high school, so I'm not going to guess how much it weighs. But I put cars in 3 categories: too light, medium, and really fucking heavy. And I've lifted it, and you never know until you show up at the contest what it's going to be.
What's too light?
Last year at Nationals, I did it 33 times in 60 seconds.
And what car was that?
It was like a Toyota Corolla, but it's not so much. It's not so much the actual car.
It's how far away.
It's how far away the handles are, how thick the frame is, so how much it flexes.
So if someone has like say over a 400-pound deadlift, could they do it?
No.
No, you got to have over 500.
It's more I'd say it's more your front squat.
Oh, really?
It's more of a squat. It's all. That's the thing, is why it's good, is I have really strong quads and I have really strong hips. So all you have to do is push your hips through on the car deadlift. And also I have my technique really down, and I am in a good technical advantage given my stature and how I'm built.
Jason Hour told us from Talking Shit he could lift a car, and I just took 1 million photos of him trying to lift a car, and it never went anywhere.
Obviously.
But it was so fun to watch.
Yeah, 33 reps is too heavy.
Or too light.
Yeah, too light. I'm dyslexic. And then I say it was just about right at Nationals this year. I did it for 14, but it was really heavy. I think it was out of 29 guys, 20 guys blanked it. They couldn't lift it at all.
Wow.
Damn.
So, and then one time I lifted my friend, Robert Oberst. He's a pro strongman. He got 9th at Worlds this year in the heavyweights. He's 6'8", 405 pounds. And we got him on the back of like a 85 Toyota mini truck on the tailgate, and all the handles all the way in, so he's pretty much touching my back, and I lifted that. That was the heaviest thing I've ever lifted. That was really fucking heavy.
Whoa.
Like my straps.
Is there a video of this out there?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube. You just YouTube Kalle Beck deadlifts Robert Oberst. It'll pop up, or my YouTube channel's Strong Talk 1. just put my
All right.
name in YouTube.
Sweet. And Luis Santiago has part 2. Squatting is huge in any sport, obviously, but what method do strongmen do more, the low or high bar? Yeah, I went there. Reasons why for either one would be appreciated, since there are straight power and Olympic type lifts in strongman.
There's Olympic type. I'm going to start off with there's Olympic type lifts in strongman, but if you think your clean and jerk technique on a barbell is going to work on a log or an axle, you're going to have a rude awakening. They're awkward implements. They're not a calibrated bar with whip, and it just doesn't work right. You can't have straight arms on an axle if you're trying to power clean. It's going to fall out of your hands. So I'd say, the jerk works, but I squat low bar and high bar, and the front squat has the most carryover to strongman, to just sum it up.
Awesome.
Eddie just killed the puppies.
Carlo's dead.
Carlo's dead now. Let's see.
You have Hannah's?
Yeah, Hannah Mathis wants to know, tell me about your heroes. Who motivated you and who didn't? Which famous person, dead or alive, would you like to see or meet or be?
Everyone in pumping iron.
Yes, dude.
Awesome.
Seriously.
But I wouldn't want to be anyone else. I think that's part of growing up, is I actually like being myself.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But, I think other than Franco Columbu suing World's Strongest Man when he broke his leg, I'd say I'd look up to him as a strength athlete.
He sued the World's Strongest Man
Yeah.
and broke his leg.
Did you see that when he did the refrigerator carry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why World's Strongest Man wasn't in America for like 10 years. Sued him for like $500,000 or something.
Beautiful.
How dare you make me carry this and break my leg?
I mean, he was jacked and aesthetic and deadlift 700 pounds at 180 or so.
Yeah.
But kind of.
Roger Pruger, what has been the toughest object to lift in competition? And then what Olympic lift gives you the most difficulty?
I don't do Olympic lifts, so they
suck it.
They don't really have carryover to strongman.
So what has been the toughest object to lift in competition?
I'd say deadlifting. Well, I like lifting heavy things where it feels like my head's gonna explode. So I'll just say, like that's my favorite, like really heavy deadlifts like that. Where
Have you ever passed out from it?
I've busted every capillary in my eyes where they're completely red the next day.
Tension headaches?
Yeah, stuff like that.
I've gotten those.
I love that stuff. One of my friends, we were training. Actually, he passed out. We were loading he was loading like a 330-pound Atlas stone to as high a box as possible.
Holy shit!
It went up to like 70 inches, and he got it here, and he passed out and fell to the side.
Did it fall on him?
No. And then he got up. We gave him ammonia, and he woke up and did it 4 minutes later.
Dude, I saw a guy
eat
shit and drop a thing on him.
He didn't die.
That guy survived?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I saw that's videos
that
out
video
there as
you're
well.
talking about. But the thing that sucks the most in competition is like
Frame carry.
no frames. If you fail it, your grip just slips, so it doesn't really suck.
Isn't
but
that what destroyed Misha's hands?
Yeah. Well, they make the handles too narrow, but at Worlds. But we had to do a duck walk at Nationals last year. It was just like, I'm 5'7", I got big quads, and this thing, I had nowhere to move, so I'm moving like half inch a step, and it's just banging into my thighs, and I have to go 50 feet with it, and that was the worst. It was just, I was just doing it the whole time. I'm like, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Yeah.
It wasn't the hardest. It was just
annoying.
It was just annoying.
Kind of remind me of Ryan Fisher. You know who he is?
Yeah.
You got to watch Ryan Fisher's Instagram. It's really funny.
I actually like his Instagram.
It's really funny. He's showing all his workouts now, and they're just so insane.
Yeah. He's wonderful.
He's a maniac.
Oh, you keep reminding me of him because little, strong, and gigantic quads. Chris Patterson, PT. Is having an 800-pound deadlift truly all in your head, or is it about genetics and being a fucking monster? I'm sure Eddie can answer this one though.
German mom, Russian dad.
That helps, I think. I think that's a big part of it.
It does help. Well, I don't have an 800-pound deadlift, so if it was all in my head, I'm sure I would.
Do you have a German dad?
No. That's probably the problem.
Russian dad.
No.
No Russian or German in you.
Polish Jew.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is very much the
I probably
opposite.
shouldn't be able to deadlift at all.
Vod, how strong is he? Maybe we'll let this one survive.
All right, can I try and pronounce this guy's name? You know exactly who I'm talking about, right? Some Harold Branoff. I'm going to go with that. Sami. He wants to know, has your sports scene increased in interest and participation from people introduced to it via CrossFit?
No, not yet. It's just there's no information on how to get into strongman in the first place, and that's why what I'm trying to do right now is kind of bridge that gap. I want more CrossFitters to get into strongman. You know, even at the amateur level, the weights
Sure.
aren't that bad. They're, like I said, I compete at 175. There's women's classes that are at 140 and 165. I think, you know, that's lightweight and middleweight for the women. I think that's a big target. You know, most CrossFit girls are about that
Fit in
size.
there, yeah, of course.
You
Do you have
know,
a master's division?
yeah, it's 40 plus and then 50 plus.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And but yeah, no, then there isn't, but like there's just no information. Like you go on CrossFit.com, you can find any affiliate anywhere. Like you travel, you're all over the place. It's easy to find a gym.
Yeah.
Do you know how to find a strongman gym?
I would have no idea.
No.
I didn't even know they existed.
They almost
until
don't.
we had Julian on.
Yeah. Well, I've been compounding a list on my website of every strongman gym by state and even all over the world, and so it's the most comprehensive there is. What's funny is about 40%, 30 to 40% are CrossFit gyms.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think that happens now with Olympic lifting.
Yeah, it's
too.
weightlifting
Yeah.
as well.
So, which I find interesting. Then, but yeah, if you just go, I think you'll like this, Armen, startingstrongman.com.
I like it.
Yeah, and go there.
Well,
You can find.
I thought the same about Olympic lifting. Like when we had Waxman on, I was like, really? There's gyms like yours?
Yeah.
I always wondered where, when you watch the Olympics, you're like, who are these guys? Where'd they come from? Because I've never seen
Flyover
one of these
stage.
gyms.
I don't think there's that big of a difference in the marketability and, you know, Olympic lifting, strongman, CrossFit, powerlifting. I think there's one difference. The person that found, only one of those people that founded one was Jewish. He had good business sense.
He did have good business sense. And he also trademarked it,
Yeah.
which none of the others did. Like no one owns Olympic
No, there's
lifting.
no strongman affiliate.
Nobody owns strongman, and no one owns powerlifting or any of
Right.
the other ones. So, and you know, it's funny. It's like no one owns gymnastics.
No.
one owns. So
Someone could have.
he was a genius.
Yeah.
Carl Zahoski, what's the biggest change to strongman from back in the day during the 80s and 90s to present day? Maybe not the refrigerator carry?
The biggest change is that I'm doing weights at 175 heavier than those guys were at Worlds that were 300 plus for the most part.
Oh, so not just in.
So there's been some
CrossFit,
escalation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gotten heavier and heavier.
Just human beings are escalating. Like
Right.
I've
And
done.
then
I've done that. I've looked in the sprinting times. If you look at where human beings have gone in just the 100-meter dash,
Yeah.
it's amazing how fast we've gone.
Well, I mean, you compare, even if you compare like Kaz, who was, you know, one of the best strongmen when he was competing, you know, versus Brian Shaw, like the size
bigger.
difference, the
Well-
sheer size difference is insane.
400's the new 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
You're not near 400 pounds.
You're not going to be able to do it because the load's being asked to move, what you're being put through, you know, like Brian Shaw is 6'8", 440.
My buddy
Obi's what, 6'5", 400.
he's about 6'7", 6'8", 400.
Like,
jeez.
Yeah. Well,
Why wouldn't these guys try and play football? Or maybe
He
they
did.
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brian Shaw was a basketball player.
yeah, my buddy, he played was on the practice squad for the
I thought
Texans.
he was a guard for the Lakers not that long ago. Well, he really put on some weight.
Yeah. All those
Your boy
Pop-Tarts.
Sami here has another question. Do you want to get to that?
Shit, I may have
It's
gone
kinda
away
long.
from it. Yeah, it is kind of a long one. Let's see what you got. He says, having grown up watching World's Strongest Man on TV over the last 10 years, I'm wondering if CrossFit helped or hurt the existing sponsorship exposure of your sport to the general population.
It hurt because, in a way, because World's Strongest Man is no longer on ESPN because CrossFit filled that because they made a better product. The production quality at Worlds is horrible,
Sure.
and they didn't keep building and building, you know, and then
Which is a shame because, like, over, like, you know, Christmas, the holidays
Yeah,
when you're
now
sitting at
it's-
home, it's World's Strongest Man.
now
That's
it's
the
on
best thing to
CBS
watch.
Sports, which I think is in less than 5% of homes.
Yeah.
So it hurt in that way, but I think overall it can end up helping and kind of rejuvenating it with the lighter weight classes, you know, if people want to get into it.
Watch the Mighty Mouses compete like you.
Well, just a sport gets big by participation.
Of course.
Not very many people are 6'5" and 350 plus pounds.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be those guys at the top, but there's also room for everyone to do it.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll grow in the future.
It's pretty fair.
We're starting to wrap it up here. So I'm going to zip through here some of these really quickly. Matt Thorne, who's the world's strongest man nobody knows about?
Mike Burke, he trains with Brian Shaw. He's a beast. I hung out with him in China when I went there. He's has the strongest grip in the world. But yeah, he's the least well-known top guy.
Lee Sansom, do you like the increase in cardio-based events as opposed to the old school pure brute force events?
As an athlete myself, because it's not my strong point, no. But overall, I think there should be some element to fitness in there.
All right. And Brad Lutz, what do you eat before you compete?
Pop-Tarts, Rice Krispies the whole time I compete. Just big old box of Rice Krispies.
Nice. And then Joshua Aycock, Josh, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. What would be the best strongman carryover exercise for a CrossFit gym? I know we spoke about this, but he's looking for the thing that stands out to you to improve their lifters as a great crossover that isn't being well utilized. And that's from Josh from CrossFit Redondo Beach.
Yeah, I wrote an article on the 3 best lifts for Juggernaut training systems. If you go on my website, you can find it's letkaleLift.com. But yeah, weighted carries, or just check out that article.
Cool. So if people want to get a hold of you, Kale, how can they do that?
Again, they can go on my website, Let Kale Lift. It's Let Kale Lift on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook fan pages, Strongman Kalle Beck, Let Kale Lift at Gmail.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good info. Also, don't forget to go and check him out on YouTube. A lot of cool videos there.
You have 2 channels, I think, right?
Yeah, I have one, then kind of won't let me upload it, so I have a new one that I was trying to do. But they'll be able to find it through all my other stuff.
Yeah.
Just put my name in there.
I would also recommend throwing. I mean, I don't know if you have or not, but throwing in more videos, strongman videos, but with a CrossFitter in mind and how to utilize that at a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
We're the knuckleheads that are actually going to go and watch and do that stuff.
And they're the ones that will actually pay for seminars.
Yeah.
Because through Juggernaut, we're now doing powerlifting and strongman clinics.
Awesome.
So if you want to contact us to come to your gym and teach you how to do that, just get in touch with me.
I would definitely highly suggest, guys, if you're looking to come into strongman or try something out, reach out to Kale and get some ideas of what that looks and feels like. He does programming. That's a good call. And always looking for sponsors, man.
Yeah, definitely.
If anybody wants to toss Kale some stuff and get him rocking your sweet gear while he beats everyone at the Arnold's.
Yeah, coming up. That's the next competition's Arnold World Championship.
When's that
end of February.
End of February.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Very cool. And Edward, where can we find you?
I'm in Boston next week, and then the week after that, I'm at Joey's in Livonia, right outside Detroit.
Nice.
So check me out there. And then New Year's Eve, I'm at Bremerton. Tickets are on sale now in Washington, right outside of Seattle. Big theater there, so there's a lot of tickets. And the Talking Shit 300th episode party is on December 3rd at the Improv, and I think tickets are sold out, but you might be able to try.
Find it on eBay.
Try. Yeah.
Awesome.
Scott Smith McGoozer.
I'm at one Scott McGee on Instagram and Twitter, and then at Wodcast Podcast at Instagram,
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/Wodcast Podcast.
And we have Facebook, an actual website.
We actually have a website, wodcastpodcast.com. It's weird.
And also, if you guys want to be a guest on the show or know somebody that should be a guest on the show, if they're in the LA area, shoot us an email, wodcastpodcast@yahoo.com.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do these in person, not over the phone or Skype or FaceTime.
Yeah, we're not like those other podcasts that talk to them over the phone. We really have them here.
And you got to be willing to drive 5-6 hours if you want to come to the show.
Yeah. Dick jokes just don't
Big
work well
mistake.
over the phone. It's just not. Big mistake for sure.
Need eye contact.
Also, we're going to be looking for some recommendations on what you guys think we should do for the 100th episode. 10 weeks away.
Yeah. Why
Frisbee in the park.
Yeah.
Shirtless Frisbee park party.
Armen.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have Machete Dufresne.
Oh,
God, why would you want to kill him? He's an integral part to the show.
I have a CPR mask.
I think
What are you gonna do with it?
I think we should have Machete start doing CrossFit. It'd be fun.
Just have you do Fran every day.
Just do
10
strongman.
Just do 10 burpees for time.
He's
He
probably-
already is a strong
Yeah,
man.
you're probably super strong.
Also, my buddy Armen here at Hey Naked, we're going to be doing a poll coming up here soon on what to change his handle to.
I need a new Twitter handle.
Why, it's not working out?
No, it's just I just want to change it up. So far,
Hey
the-
Armen?
it's terrible.
What about the naked CrossFitter?
Can't do that.
Damn it. That
Tried
just
it.
cost us money right there.
Tried it. All right. Yeah, the episode just cut out in everybody's listening.
Thank
to
you,
it.
guys.
The naked beep.
Thanks.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to the show, episode 90,
Thank you.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, shit.
We've
Happy
been
Turkey
working.
Day.
We've been working really hard to give you guys good product, and I think that you guys are enjoying it, and we enjoy entertaining you. So so have a good time. Enjoy your family days. Have some food.
Tell them to listen to the show.
Listen to the show.
Goodbye.
And do burpees. Later.
Bye, Eddie.